retro gamers, Antarpa here from RetroGamesCollector.com with a room tour video. Now the main reason for this room tour video is not to show off or anything. It's mainly to show you what I've got out and ready to use, so that you can pick something or help me choose something to start my new series of videos on individual pieces of hardware. I want to start doing a video at least once a month, whereby I take a piece of hardware off one of the shelves, do a bit of research about it, and feature it in a video along with some gameplay maybe, and a little bit of history about the console itself. And in order for me to sort of gauge what people want to see, I'm going to let you see everything in my room. Now this isn't absolutely everything that I've got that's in here, so if there is something a bit unusual that I haven't shown you, I've got stuff like the Bandai Palladium and weird consoles like that stashed away in places. Obviously you're not going to want to see that because there was any sort of rubbishy FMV titles released for it, but I'm just giving you that as an example. If there's anything weird and wonderful that you don't see in this video, it doesn't mean I haven't got it. It just means it's not in this room. I've got a ton more stuff than I'm going to show you in this video. So like I say, if there's anything unusual that you can think of that I might have, just shout out in the comments. Let me know whether you want to see it or not. Otherwise, if you see anything in this video that you want to see featured, shout out in the comments below. The more people that shout out for anything in particular, the more idea I'm going to get of what to feature and how soon to feature it. So thank you very much for watching, and enjoy the room tour. Welcome to a quick tour of my games room come office. Now I have to wait for the camera to focus. Hello, wake up, focus. That's better. And here we go. Right, a quick overview of the room. So as you can tell, we're in the loft room. This is my little workspace here. It's where I edit my videos and do website work. There's a cup of tea in my Jet Set Willy heat change mug. Sorry for the shaky, wobbly and rather rubbish video that I'm shooting here. I'm doing this on my phone. I've got nothing to steady the phone with, so I'm just literally doing it with my hands. This obviously is the console wall that I've mentioned a few times on my videos. This is where I keep all my computers and consoles. And I'm sorry if you're getting motion sick whilst watching this. I'll do my best to keep it steady. These are the computers that I'm currently using, or working on, or reviewing, or whatever. And if we swing round the other side, past the window, I've got a software wall. Also got a lot of Sinclair machines out on top. We'll start looking at things in detail in a second. Behind the shelving, I've got about, well over 200 boxed consoles of all different types. And what I've got in this loft room isn't actually everything that I've got, believe it or not. I have actually got more elsewhere. So let's take you back over to this side of the room. Down here is where I keep all my ZX Spectrums, and there's a whole load of ZX Spectrums down there. I've got about 20. No, I haven't got about. I have actually got 24 ZX Spectrums currently. That's 16K, 48K rubber, 48K plus, 128 plus, plus 2s, plus 2As, plus 2Bs, and plus 3. I've got ZX81s down here. I've got 14 ZX81s altogether in different guises. Actually, I've got 15 because I'm not counting the US one that you can see right there. I've got 15 ZX81s. You can just see my Mac Tower down there, which is the workhorse for my computer work and my web work. I've got a Macintosh SE up here with Darth Vader's head on there. Various knickknacks, some books, more books, lots of books by Retro Fusion there. Fusion Retro, should I say? Get it right, and Fusion Retro Books, aka Chris Wilkins. Lots of manuals and various other books that I've bought off sites and for Kickstarters. Discs, loads and loads of Retro Gamer magazines in the back there. Various rubbish. Large format printer. Down here I've got a couple of C64C cases. That's a Kickstarter red case. These are my computers. I've got this one, which is hooked up to my Mac Tower, and I've got this one, which is, I've just looked up how many Spectrums I've got them in a database here. You can have a sneak preview of Retro Gear, the new store that I'm about to open. Sneak preview on an N64 page. A few magazines that I'm reviewing currently. Wonderland Dizzy Mouse Mat on the wall. Little computer program on the wall there. And around to the console wall. Up on top, Astro Wars completing box, Star Force completing box, Scramble completing box. Then I've got a C16 plus 4, a Commodore 16, a VIC-20, a Commodore 64, and a Commodore 64C in a custom translucent case. Up on the wall here I've got various brochures from Sinclair. Backing off a little bit, coming down, I've got a Vectrix, absolute mint condition, and I've got a Famicom with a Famicom disk system attached, and below that we've got a Fairchild Channel F. I've got my Atari 6-switch Heavy Sixer. I've got a couple of Atari Juniors, Long Rainbow, Short Rainbow, and a 7800. And my current favourite Atari machine, the absolutely humongous Atari 5200. Below that I've got a Jag. Next to that, Intellivision 2. And under here, original Intellivision with an IntelliVoice module. Under that, ColecoVision, and I've got the Atari 2600 expansion module, and under that is a Philips G7000 video pack. Coming back up, I've got my Hauppauge video capture device. A modded Xbox with 13,000 plus games on it. My lovely PVM, Sony Triniton PVM. I've got Master System 2, Sega Saturn, Sega Dreamcast. Bit of an odd one amongst all the Sega consoles is this 3DO. Panasonic 3DO. I've got a Mega Drive and Mega Drive 2 and Mega CD 2 set up, and a Mega Drive 1 and Mega CD 1 set up. I've got a big 40-inch Panasonic telly. Acorn Electron, PC Engine. Let's see if I can open that up. This is the original PC Engine in a IFU case. If I can actually get it open. Excuse me. There we go. And that PC Engine there has got a Turbo EverDrive in it, loaded up with nearly every PC Engine and TurboGrafx game there ever was. I've got an Xbox 360 here with a HD unit on it, HD DVD unit. PS1 and a PlayStation. GX4000 Amstrad. I've got a Philips CDI. Nintendo 64. A modded Nintendo Super Nintendo Entertainment System. That's modded for 50-60 Hz PAL and NTSC, so I can switch between any of those. It's also got LED mods in it as well, so the let's get it out. As you can see, the flaps transparent, and that glows when you put a cart in. Got a NES. Back up here, good old vinyl record player, Raspberry Pi, Zavix port, Sharp PC 1211, couple of Oryx. That's an Auric Atmos, that's an Auric 1. Under that I've got an Amstrad 6128, Dragon 32. I've got in here, I've got a TRS-80 Model 1 and a TRS-80 Coco 1, colour computer one with spare keyboard. Don't know why I've got a spare keyboard, I just have. An MSX Toshiba HX10 MSX. I got a BBC Model B. And a BBC Master. PlayStation 2, fat PlayStation 2 there. One of the more unusual things in my collection is this Sinclair PC200 with monochrome monitor and the analog joystick. And coming down here, I've got an Atari 65 XC with tape recorder. I've then got an Atari 520 ST. Oh, it's an STFM, if anybody's wondering. Amiga A500 Plus. Neo Geo X down here. And last but not least in there is a GameCube. Right, while we're down in this corner, here are all my boxed joysticks. I've got box Dreamcast, box Saturn, box Mega Drive, arcade sticks, boxed Sega Master System 2, keyboard controllers for the Atari, trackball controller for the Atari, spare Saturn pads, 3D controller for the Saturn, fishing controller for Dreamcast, etc, etc, Magnum light phasers, Seagull phaser, Jaguar stuff down here, all sorts of stuff. I've got a fully boxed and fully complete Aquarius family system, family computer system. That's got everything pictured on there in it. I've got a Sharp MZ80A, which is round here on the table. That's in absolute mint condition. And there's an Aquarius down on the floor there, it's a spare one. Various games and stuff down here. So I've got MB board games there. Berserk, Frogger, Defenders, Axon. Visual memory units and controllers for Dreamcast. Ooh, there's all sorts back here. I'm not going to get all this lot out. Like I say, there's about 200 box consoles here. Oh yeah, there's a TI-99A, TI-99 there. A couple of boxes for my Woodies. Power Glove, anyone? Barcode Battler, Dana's favourite. Zavix peripherals for the Zavix port. This is a PPC 640, Amstrad PPC 640 luggable. And getting out of that little dark hole, going out to what I've got on here. This is a Just Specky 128 in a custom white Spectrum case. The ZX81, my childhood ZX Spectrum, ZX Spectrum Plus, ZX Spectrum Plus 128 toast rack, Cambridge Z88, a +2 grey, a Spectrum +2A, a ZX Spectrum +3, and a QL. A couple of Scion organisers I've got from the car boots recently. Bunch of Atari software. This is a picture, a map of Night Law, signed by Oliver Frey, which I still haven't got up on the wall. I've been meaning to put up for a long time. It's finding somewhere to put it is the problem. A load of more Atari carts. A load more Atari carts. Oh look! No, actually, a few Atari carts, mainly in television and ColecoVision carts there. ColecoVision carts. It's a bunch of Jag stuff, channel, Fairchild Channel F carts, Lynx carts, and CDI games, 3DO games. Up here I've got the humongous Steel Battalion controller and a Firefox F7, Wonderland Dizzy Mug, Xbox 360 games, Wii games, Mega CD titles, Saturn games, Dreamcast games. I do love the Dreamcast. Getting on to my favourite stuff now. Sinclair FTV1, box complete, and some more bits and bobs. QuickShot 2 box, Interface 2, ZX81 titles. And more ZX81 titles, they keep going. And even more ZX81 titles. ZX Spectrum stuff. Just move my chair out of the way. I've got Ultimate titles here, Ultimate Play the Game titles, collected works, and all these are all Ultimate titles I've got. Drop them on the floor. Nightshade, Saberwolf, Nightlord, and Underworld. Down here, Sinclair branded ZX Spectrum titles. Quicksilver titles for the ZX Spectrum. Always been a favourite software house of mine. And some modern Chronosoft titles for the Spectrum. And down here, excuse me for the wobbling, a lot of Lothlorien titles back there. Behind here is my ZX Spectrum Manic Miner and Jet Set Willy collection. Not just ZX Spectrum actually, there's stuff there for the MSX and the Amstrad CPC and C64. They're just Manic Miner and Jet Set Willy titles. Our Beyond Software titles, the big boxes, Shadow of the Unicorn. And underneath the coffee table, you can see a bunch of controllers, all different types. And then I'm onto the handhelds. I've got a TigerGame.com there. I've got Game Boy Colors. I've got Lynx 1 and Lynx 2. I've got GP2X Wiz, GP2X, Game Gear, more Game Boy Colors, Neo Geo Pocket Color, a Game Boy DMG, an Atari Portfolio, a Game Boy SP Advance. I think that's a Game Boy printer under there, yeah. And a Neo Geo X Gold there too. More controllers and guns and things. In here I've got this box. I've got power supplies for all the consoles and computers. And if I go around the other side of the table, I've got all the controllers for all the consoles and computers that I've got out. And that is about it. I hope you've enjoyed this little room tour. I'm sorry it was so shaky. You've probably all feel seasick now after watching this. But I hope that gives you an idea of the consoles and the computers that I've got set up ready for playing on and for using. If you want to see any of the consoles or computers that I have here featured in a video, then just let me know and I'll do exactly that. Okay, thank you very much for watching, guys.